When you're thinking about relocation, there's so many things on the list, right? And you're starting to check things off and trying to figure out when to do what and where. And also you're moving to this new town and what do you know? And you have to discover things. And it's just, there's too many questions floating around in your mind and in the air. So in this video, I wanted to share with you my 5 tips for relocating to Tampa. So let's get after it right now. Hey future Floridians, I'm Emily. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in the state of Florida, and I live in the Tampa St. Pete area, and this channel is dedicated to all things living, working, playing, sleeping, eating, and especially the real estate market. So if that resonates with you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you like this content, giving me a thumbs up really helps a lot as well. And don't forget, you can always leave me a comment below. And if you are looking to relocate to the Tampa St. Pete area, I'm your girl, but I can't help you if you don't reach out to me. So all of my links are below. You can text me, you can call me, you can email me, but you can also jump on a 30-minute phone call, Zoom call actually, with me, and we can discuss your plan a little bit more thoroughly. So today I wanted to kind of go over, a couple of tips about relocating to Tampa. As people are starting to get into the new year and making their plans. These are the steps that I kind of go through with my clients and people like you off of YouTube when you're looking to relocate. It's very important to get your plan together. So let's start with step number 1. Research. It makes sense. But a lot of people forget to do their homework ahead of time. But the thing is, you're already doing that by watching this video. So you're already ahead of the game. But don't forget, some of your research has to be about finding that agent, the right agent for you. And not every agent is for everybody. And that's why I'm here on YouTube. Those people that resonate with me, call me, and we start making a plan. And I've just closed on several homes this year from YouTube. And if you're looking for a specific kind of agent, do your research. Interview several agents before you lock down one. And once you've identified an agent, get on the phone, get on a Zoom call. That's what I do with my clients. We get on basically a Google Meet call so I can see you, you can see me, we're real people. And I also share my screen so you can see the MLS. We talk about areas and we talk about your plan. And so that's something else you want to discuss with your agent is, what are the areas that you're interested in? What are your interests? And then you kind of narrow down your criteria from there. And then that agent should be setting you up on your own MLS search so that you can start watching the market on your own. Number 2, you need to plan a trip. You need to get down here. You need to get your feet on the ground. I have clients that are in town currently and they've been traveling around Tampa and now they're down into Venice and Cape Coral and they're trying to figure out what area do I really want to, settle down into. It was funny because we thought they were going to love Wesley Chapel. It just was not for them. But in pictures and videos, it looks like something different, right? Until you're actually physically in the area and feeling the vibe, you don't really know, right? So it's really important to get to town and talk to your agent or me before you get here, and your agent or me can help you with a plan. I did that with my current clients that are in town. It's good to have a couple of areas in mind. If you've got a couple of days or even a week to kind of plan it out, you're gonna wanna take a look at some areas, stay there for a couple of days. My clients that didn't like Wesley Chapel, they were really smart. They stayed like 2 days in that area, 2 days in Dunedin, and then they went south and stayed a couple of days in south, like somewhere in Sarasota and Venice, and then they're making their way down. That is a really good idea, especially if you're really using that trip to narrow down areas. We can look at homes all day, but really at the end of the day, it comes down to the neighborhood and the area and making sure that that is where we focus, because you kind of go like this with the funnel of all the things you want, and then you got to start narrowing it down. It's very important. And when you're here, talk to people, ask people questions. People in Florida are still very friendly, so you can ask them about the neighborhood and, anything, really, honestly, whether you're in a grocery store or in a bar, somebody in Florida is going to talk to you. So talk to the person next to you in the bar and make a friend. And number 3, are you renting first or are you buying straight out of the gate? There's a couple of things. Do you need to sell your home before you purchase this new home? If so, that's a certain scenario that you need to discuss with your agent. a lot of what my clients are doing is they're getting at least a minimum of a 3-month short-term rental. And some of that, I just ran into that with a client. She actually did 3 months, but we actually found her something in 30 days. So we were able to save her money on those 2 months on that Airbnb. But she sold her house before she got here to do that. So that's part of that planning and how to figure out, whether you want to sell first, get a rental, get here, or whatever combination of that works for you and your family. Also, rents are rather high here, so I do recommend doing a short-term rental versus locking yourself into a lease, because the thing is, like I mentioned with my client, that she didn't end up needing those 2 extra months. If you're paying that up front, you might not get that money back. And it's really important that you're saving all the cash you can so that you can get to the closing table, and you want to be making smart financial decisions. Also, you need to factor in, are you going to be a commuter? That's also going to factor into your number 1, which is research. When you're talking about areas, it's going to really be easy for you to narrow that down if you know exactly where the office is that you're going to be going to every day. And then you probably need to stay close to that area, or you talk to your agent about what it would be like to commute back and forth, because there are some areas that are harder to get to than others, and you need to know that up front. Or if you work from home, then the world is your oyster and you could live anywhere, and that is ideal. Step number 4, you need to talk to a local lender. Now, I know a lot of people love Rocket Mortgage and Quicken Loans, all that. We're going to talk about that here. I personally prefer to use a local lender. I've got a list of lenders that I work with. Some are different. They just do different things. And I leave it up to my client. I give them the list of the lenders, and then they make the phone call and I do the introduction. So it's really important that you have a lender that is licensed in the state of Florida helping you with your loan. Here's the thing. Let me go back to the Quicken loan and the Rocket Mortgage loan. It's not that they're bad. It's just they take forever, and sometimes they have hidden fees. And so when we're looking at a deadline and I'm writing a contract and I tell that listing agent we can close in 30 days, we need to be able to close in 30 days. So if the lender is a lot of times responsible for that timeline, so you really want to make sure you've got the right lender for you, for your situation. And don't forget, let them do a soft pull on your credit. Everybody's really worried about them pulling credit. Most lenders can do a soft pull. That's not going to affect your credit, I promise you. And for my cash buyers out there, it's also important that you show proof of funds. You have to be able to show that in a statement when we're doing our offers. So even if you're a cash buyer, we need to be able to see that cash in hand in some sort of statement. So be prepared for that, I meant to say. And step number 5, do you sell your things or do you move your things? I learned this lesson when I was relocating from California, actually, to Austin, Texas. And it was so expensive to hire movers to, load me up and move me that I just decided to sell everything. I sold everything. I put most everything that I could into my car at the time. And then here's another pro tip, Greyhound. You can put boxes on the Greyhound. Now it takes a couple of weeks for them to get to you, but it is a cheaper route when you're looking to ship like heirlooms and things that you don't know if you really want to sell, but they won't necessarily take furniture. So those are things you have to factor in as well. If you're coming from a 4-bedroom house and you've got grandma's credenza that you really don't want to let go of, you have to plan on whether you're going to drive that truck or you're going to pay somebody to drive the truck to get grandma's credenza into your house in Florida. So you need to get that plan together. And that's basically it. I really think the first step is really the most important. That's when I start getting phone calls from people and we start to kind of work out that plan, and I basically make you, talk to me about what you're looking for. And I'm gonna tell you, lately I've been getting a lot of requests for things that just don't exist here. And so you got to work that out with your agent, and you got to start having more realistic goals when it comes to moving. YouTube and Facebook and all these, and Instagram, they show Florida, and we're only going to show, the best parts of Florida. There are good parts of Florida and there's some not so great parts of Florida. Florida is beautiful, but it also has some areas that aren't so pretty. And you have to make sure that the agent that you work with helps you land in the right neighborhood based on what you like, your criteria, what you and your family needs, or you or your significant other, and if you have kids and school districts. And that is a big conversation that you need to have right out of the gate. So if that's you and you're looking for an agent, give me a call. I'd love to help you. All of my links are below. You can jump on my calendar, like I mentioned, for 30 minutes and we can have that conversation, or you can text me, or you can email me. Either way works. Don't forget, if you have a comment or something to add, please comment below. I love seeing that and love sharing that with everybody else. And as always, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell and a thumbs up, I would really, really appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you around.